Yeah, I'm just maintenance. I don't get to talk to nobody or do anything.
What's up?
Come here, Aunt Bill. Come here. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fine. Hope you are.
Come here, Aunt Bill. Good morning. How you doing? Come on
How
now.
you doing, man?
You sleep well last night?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hey.
Got you back in there. How you feel?
I feel all right.
Feel all right?
You back in your house?
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
so
God.
thank God we got that. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? The woman that you just saw is 74-year-old Sevilla World. And as you just saw, that she is returning to her apartment of 32 years after being unlawfully evicted. What I'm calling an unlawful eviction, and what many people feel is an unlawful eviction by the Remnant Property Management Group, which owns the Jefferson Court Apartments in Goldsboro, North Carolina. Now, it was just Monday in which I interviewed Miss World. A few minutes after Wayne County Sheriff officers came, kicked her out of her apartment, didn't allow her to get any underclothes, even didn't allow her to get her cell phone. They gave her about 10 minutes, kept threatening this 74-year-old lady with jail before they padlocked her apartment. Now, her niece, which you saw in the picture, reached out to me after seeing the video, as well as a lot of other people. And we thank God. First of all, I want to give God all the glory. We worked tirelessly from Monday until yesterday, basically trying to get her another residence, but a few people reached out and, gave me some advice on who to call and who to contact. And I actually reached out, and I'm gonna play that phone call as well for you to see how the whole entire community came together to, first of all, make sure this 74-year-old lady had a place to lay her head, but also they found ways. So they connected me with people to be able to get this eviction reversed and get her back into her place, as you see. So first of all, I want to thank God. I also want to thank the community, everybody who reached out. I'm going to tell you what they were saying. My phone rang constantly yesterday after people saw the initial video. You can actually go back and see that one. But so long story short, what happened was Miss World had been living in this place for 32 years. Now, most recently, Remnant Management had taken over these properties, 2 properties, and they had changed a lot of things. They began to, from my understanding, change the way the rent was paid, amongst other things. And this lady gets her check, her Social Security check, on the 3rd. Now, they apparently had an option where you can pay online. However, she's 74. She's not tech savvy. Don't have any technological equipment, right? And so she would get her check on the 3rd, mail it, I think, to Fayetteville or wherever, and it wouldn't get there until after the 5th. So she kept, according to her, kept incurring late fees of $10. That fee built up, and evidently there was an eviction for non-payment of these fees. Now, I received word of her from other residents who are also going through similar eviction notices from this same property management. Now, I think it was last month on, I think, August the 27th, that Miss World and about 13 or 14 other residents of this apartment complex went to court facing evictions. Now, Most of these people, many of these people had the money that they may have owed in back rent or late fees or whatever the case may be. And Miss Worlds was one of them. She said that she brought and mailed a check of like $313, which you will hear her say. And that day at court, the judge gave the property manager the option of accepting the people's payment and allowing them to stay, and or rejecting the payment and taking ownership of the apartment. From my understanding, the property manager rejected all monies and told the judge that she wanted all of the people out. From my understanding, now correct me if I'm wrong. Nevertheless, the people started calling me, you know, with their concerns. I actually went out there on that date because the most concerning part to me was them kicking out the 74-year-old lady. So I went out there, knocked on the door. She didn't answer. And so that was the last I've heard of her, because I talked to several residents. They told me that they had appealed the decision in court. And I was assuming that the people who had reached out to me about her was going to help her file her appeal as well. Nevertheless, I didn't hear anything about it until Monday, in which the people called me and said they are kicking that lady out of her apartment. And so I was able to go. I actually interviewed her and did the video. And I thank everyone for sharing the video, bringing attention to that video. And since then, you know, like yesterday, my phone rang out. Her niece came and found her after her niece got off of work because she had no cell phone. Her niece came and found her sleep in the back of her car in the apartment at 10 o'clock at night. So her niece came, got her a room, and then her niece alerted me, and we started talking and, you know, trying to put together a game plan. And so that next morning, I went to get Miss Worlds, and we went to the library. We started filling out housing applications for the Goldsboro Housing Authority. So we did that. A couple of people called. I won't mention their names because I don't know if they want, you know, their names mentioned. But a couple of people called, said, "Okay, well, look, I know somebody who's on the HUD board. You should call them." Another lady said, "Okay, if you get her to fill out that application, I know somebody who works for the Housing Authority." Another lady called and said, "Hey, I know somebody who knows the owner of these properties." And I was talking to all of these people. One lady even reached out and said, "Look, I saw the video. I have a 3-bedroom house. I am willing to put her up for 3 days at least, you know, till she finds somewhere to stay." Other people called out. A guy called out and said, "Look, man, I got a truck, and if she needs, you know, somebody to get her stuff, call me." Another lady reached out just last night after she was able to get her place. But another lady reached out and said, "Look, I work for a thrift store. Only thing I need to know is her size, and we're going to handle that," right? But while we were at the library, it dawned on me to call the corporate office in Fayetteville. And I called the corporate office. First, I was asking them, you know, when can she get her property? Because, you know, they said 7 days and she has 1 day to get it, whatever. I was confused. I went to the sheriff office to ask them. They told me to go to the property management, went to the clerk office. They directed me to the sheriff office. Nobody knew. So I called the property management and asked them, okay, basically, when can she get her stuff? And then I started asking the lady and the lady, I'll say her name, Tanea, she was a great person. I started asking the lady, I started explaining the situation, like, look, this lady was mailing off her payments. There were some late fees incurred. She went to court and, you know, they went forth with the eviction. They decided not to take her money. And first she was like, "Look, I'm sorry. There's nothing that we can do about it. There's nothing we can do if the eviction has already taken place." So then I just had to ask a question. So I kept talking. I said, I appealed to her, you know, humanity. I was like, I understand that, but what type of person would do that? What type of person would tell the judge that she don't want to accept the money of this 74-year-old lady? I want her out of the property after standing for 32 years. And I guess that pricked her heart, because she was like, I don't know. I don't know, sweetheart. And then she asked me, "What's her name?" what's her name? And I told her the lady's name. She said, what apartment do she stay in? And I gave her the apartment. And she said, okay, well, I'm gonna look this up. Let me see if I can see what's going on here, right? And so then she kept me on hold for like 10 minutes. She kept me on hold for 10 minutes, and I'm like, okay. I wasn't thinking that she was going to come back and say this. Now I want to play what she said on the phone, and I hope she doesn't mind if she does. Like, you know, this is what it is. But because I did want, if the conversation went left, I did want proof that we at least tried. But here's what the young lady said when she came back to the phone. Yes, ma'am.
I apologize for keeping you on hold for so long.
That's fine.
I brought this to the attention of my supervisor so that they could take a look at this. You did say that she has already been locked out, right?
Yeah, they actually came yesterday, and
Right.
she
I just wanted
she wanted to iterate
the correct information. All right, let me make sure I have a good contact phone number for her. It is 919-581-8808.
No, that is the house number that she's currently locked out of.
Does she have a cell phone number or anything I can add to the account?
The cell phone is also in the house. They wouldn't let her get it out.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay,
Yeah, so
hold on. Let me put your
won't let her get
contact
nothing.
information in here.
Yeah, so
Hold on 1 second.
yeah, they kept threatening her with going to jail, so they didn't give her a chance. That's another thing. Like,
yeah, they're not very pleasant once they get to that point. Yeah, I've dealt with the sheriff of that department. Not very pleasant at all. Okay.
And she did. She said she mailed in a payment of $313. When was that?
Last week.
That was last week. So $313. She said she mailed in a payment of last week.
Tell her to take care of that payment.
Yeah, she said. Yeah, that's what But I guess that was after the after the court case. But she go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mr. Taylor, what organization are you from?
I'm with Taylor House Publishing. I'm a Philadelphia Community Church. I'm a minister and stuff. I just help people in.
Okay. I just wanted to add your information in, so if they can't get in contact with her, they can get in contact with you.
Yes.
You said Taylor House Publishing?
Yes, ma'am. Or Philadelphia Community Church. That's, the ministry work I'm doing. That's my personal business, but this has nothing to do with my personal. So you can say Philadelphia Community Church.
Let me finish that. Can I spell Philadelphia?
PHILADELPHIA. We'll help you out. And what's your name, sweetheart?
My name is Tanea.
Thank you so much for your help, Tanea.
No problem. And your phone number, Mr. Taylor?
My number is 919-587-7782.
And was your first name Robert or Richard?
Richard.
Okay, I'm sorry. I enjoy making up names.
Yeah, that's cool. If you want to call me Robert, that's fine. You got it.
Okay, I'm going to update this information, and if someone tries to reach out, it will be to your phone number, okay?
Okay. If you said is it, should I be expecting a call? Or?
They may contact me to let me know what I need, to let me know what to do.
Okay.
And so I just want to make sure, just in case they want to come to her directly,
okay,
have a contact phone number.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. And if like I said, if you want to come her directly, I'll be able to get to her within a reasonable amount of time. But of course, like I said, so there's no way she can get her stuff out now. Somebody said that she had to wait 7 days or something like that. I don't understand that.
I don't know to tell you the honest truth about that. So if you would just allow me to get a little bit more information from my supervisor, let us go back and forth with the property, then I can have all the answers. So I'll make sure I ask them about, getting to the unit, picking up our things. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Tanea.
You're very welcome. And the phone number was 919-587-7782.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much, and you guys have a pleasant day.
All right. Thank you for your help as well. You have a pleasant day, too.
No problem.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. And so that is the call that I had with the young lady, the angel that took it upon herself to look deeper into this matter. I wasn't expecting the results I got. I went home. I started talking to the guy who knows the owner, started calling the guy on the HUD board, started talking, to other people, I mean, my phone was ringing off the hook. So when people say that people don't come together, that is a lie. Like, people were calling, trying to figure out what could they do. Nevertheless, about an hour later, I received a phone call from the lady who originally told me about the situation of her son being almost evicted. She said, "Have you heard the good news?" I was like, "No." She said, "Well, they want us to meet us out there right now. They're going to give her keys back and they're going to overturn the eviction." And I was like, "Whoa, thank you, God." Like that almost, made me tear up inside, not in my eyes, but inside. But, so I was like, bet. So I drove over there. I called the management office. Nobody was there. They said, well, possibly she's out looking for the lady. Nevertheless, no one came. So I talked with the niece. We coordinated. I said, okay, well, I got somewhere to be at 5. And so we coordinated with the one of the property managers whom I know. She called me and she was like, "Hey, okay, well, just letting you know she got back in." And she told me. And so we coordinated with her, the niece, and the niece didn't want to tell Miss Worlds first because she had already paid for that night at the hotel. So she said, "We're going to let her stay at that hotel one more night, then we're going to surprise her in the morning." And that's what you saw, her walking out. But I'm also going to play the rest of that so you can see and hear Miss Worlds for a minute. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was just, the hand of God on that young lady who answered the phone. I know that I did send the first video to a news anchor that I know from WRAL, and he looked at it. He was like, "Wow, do you know her?" And at the time I was with her, so I said, "Yeah, I'm with her now." He said, "Okay, I'm going to get this to my supervisor and see if we can act on it." Later, I found out this morning that her niece also called WRAL and told them about the situation. So I don't know, because a lot of times when the news anchors get stories, they will reach out to the other side. In this case, it would have been Remnant Property Management. And so if they did, Remnant Property Management probably said, "Well, yeah, we got to fix this." So maybe that was the reason why they overturned the eviction. Maybe it was because the young lady listened on the phone and took that information and probably saw like, yeah, this is wrong. Like, she just had late fees. And so whatever the case may be, the hand of God moved through people on the earth, and was able to get this lady back into her apartment this morning. And so once again, I just want to thank God. God gets all the glory. I want to thank everyone who reached out. Like, even, matter of fact, I got to call the lady back or message her back. She said, my pastor said that he's going to pay, 2 months of, the rent. So she'll be ahead. And if I don't contact you, please reach out to me, because so many people reached out. I might lost your name and all of the calls and the messages. So please reach out. From my understanding, they're also going to revisit the eviction process, because once again, I've received several calls from people after watching the initial video where they were like, yeah, they did me the same way. One lady said that they kicked her out 2 months ago. They came up with a $3,500 bill, and she was like, no, and she said they couldn't explain to her where they came with that bill from. So she didn't pay. She was evicted. And, I've just heard so many stories about this particular company. Mind you, I started a after-school program at the Granite Day Point, the same one they own on another side of town. And when I first started advertising the program, I would go to entire buildings, and the people would say, well, no, they got kicked out. They got kicked out. They got kicked out. It was like the whole top row at one place had sheriff, notices on it. So, and the people were complaining to me, they're trying to kick everybody out. Now, I don't know each person's particular situation, but, some of these situations, just like Miss Worlds, I think that is a little excessive to be able to take control of the property like that from, over basically a technicality. So from my understanding, she may have a different way to pay her rent. Nevertheless, I'm just going to play this last part of the video so you guys can see Miss World.
Okay.
Go ahead, you can take it off right now.
Go ahead and take that eviction notice off your.
Keep it.
I know.
Yeah.
What you want to say? Wait a minute.
Thank God, I'm free.
Thank God you free.
You free from what?
Locked out of my house.
So how was it the last 2 days when you had to sleep at the hotel?
It was all right.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Well, how did they treat you when they was coming in to you know, evict you?
They wouldn't let me get into my underclothes or nothing, shoving me down, throwing the jailhouse at me like that there.
They was threatening you with jail.
Yes. And I had went to social service and talked to them. They told me not to move nothing out of my house, and I threw that in the man's face. Go to social service. But he will reap what he sowed behind his mess.
Yeah, so we just happy to have you in there. And they actually going to change the process of how you can pay, if I'm not mistaken. And so also they're going to change the process of, you know, people getting evicted. So we just happy to be able to help you.
I'm still sending the same amount of rent next month.
Okay, and actually I had somebody reach out and say they would actually pay your rent up for a couple of months. And I'll get you their information as well. So we had a lot of people from the community reach out and was trying to help. You know, I even sent it to the news. The news was, I don't know what touched their heart to allow you back in, but you know, you had just let you know you had a lot of support when people saw that interview. So I thank you for letting me, you know, talk to you and put the story out there.
But it's all right. You back.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. And this is her niece, right?
Hi.
And you are the one who actually came through and paid for the hotel, right, for the past 2 days.
I've done it out of the goodness of my heart. That's my aunt.
Yeah, because she was actually, where did you find her at the first night?
She was parked behind the apartment building in her car.
Okay, and you couldn't, you know, did you talk to her or you just had to come look for her, right?
I had talked to her that morning when she called me, but I was on the other side of Raleigh. But when I came back, she was sitting back there, and we went on to the hotel and got her snuggled in.
That's good. That's good. Thank you. Thank you so much. So
I don't have to.
Yeah, this is what God has done. God has got Miss Worlds back into her place, and hopefully, you know, she will be comfortable and not have any more problems. Do you want to say any last words to the people?
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Like I said, all things work together for the good, those that love God and are called into a purpose. So we thank y'all again for helping to get Miss Worlds back into her place. Peace and blessings.
And there you have, you know, Miss Worlds thanking God again, thanking Jesus, you know, happy to be free, as she put it. And after the interview, she was like, yo, all right, I'm about to go. You see her about to walk in. She like, all right, man, okay, I'm ready to go and get back settled. But that was a very, I guess, necessary situation. Like I mentioned in the video, all things work together for the good of those that love God and are called according to their purpose. So this situation, while important and unfortunate, it also shed light on a greater situation. Like I've you know, a lady reached out to me today talking about how she's hearing more and more of these cases of elders being kicked out of their apartment. Of course, you know, they still have about 15 pending evictions from other people. So that gives them a little bit of recourse to, you know, kind of fight these things and, you know, get their stories known. But, you know, it's definitely, you know, something that, you know, needs to be addressed, you know, with these, you know, property management companies who come in. I think they've only owned these properties for about a year and a half. So they're coming in making changes, you know, you know, and I think in the case of the son, you know, they said they sent him some paperwork to fill out. He thought he did fill it out, and they said he did. You know, all of these things that people are saying. And once again, I haven't talked to the property management. Like I said, I know a couple of them because they did allow me to do the day program out in the Granite Day Point last year, but at the same time I was setting it up, a lot of people were complaining about, you know, them getting these letters and being threatened with eviction. I met one lady who said they raised her rent, you know, astronomically, and she couldn't afford it, and they gave her a certain amount of time to get out. So I was almost kind of doubly convicted, actually, when, you know, the first couple of weeks, little kids were coming to the program, and then the next week I asked, okay, well, such and such at? They moved. What's such and such at? They moved. They moved. So in the back of my mind, I'm knowing why they had to move. So, and once again, I don't know all the details, but I'm happy that, you know, we were able to pull together as a community. God touched people's hearts to reach out and, you know, help this lady instead of being in an apartment, but ultimately being able to get the lady in her apartment. So once again, all glory, honor, and praise goes to God. I thank y'all for sharing these videos. Thank y'all for supporting this channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to these videos, and, you know, tell a friend to tell a friend. But once again, we just thank the community for coming together on behalf of Miss Worlds. Peace and blessings. I'm out.
From local stories to Wayne County news, get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you in your feet. Taylor House, we got the scoop. Taylor House Publishing.